Today I'm going to be taking one more look at Secretlab's Titan chairs, specifically what's inside this box, which is the XL model of the Titan chair I already have, to find out whether or not it's worth going for the slightly larger chair for taller or larger people such as myself. Welcome back to another episode of STU'S Reviews. This is not going to be a review. If you want to find out my opinion on the Secretlab's Titan, check out either my normal review or my 9 months later catch-up, because that should answer all of the questions you have about the Secretlab's Titan range as a whole. This video instead is going to be about me being excessively tall, and probably those of you watching this are also either very tall or very large, because Secretlabs found out how big I was from my reviews and decided to send me an XL model to see if it makes a difference. So I'm going to unbox it and share my opinion with you whether or not it does in fact make a difference if you're really tall or really large. Now, it's not just the size they've updated as well. They've also updated the assembly process on the slide. They actually haven't announced this. They've done two things. Firstly, I criticised heavily the assembly process in my original review. I thought it was an absolute pain in the arse, and it was really difficult to get the backrest into the seat base. That doesn't sound good, does it? Oh yeah. This is stupid. There we are. This is definitely better done with two people, not one. Fire. Dude, my friend. Well, supposedly they've changed that, so I'm really looking forward to finding out if that change has helped. And it's not just on the XL model either. They've supposedly rolled this out to every single chair in their lineup, and they've done this without announcing. So we're going to find out if they have made a difference to that. But also they've changed the flaps, if that's what you call these things on the bottom, the little adjusters. They've changed the way you put those into the chair. Now, yes, if you're not an idiot, you're probably going to be absolutely fine. However, I still felt that the aligning process on the flaps weren't that good. And this isn't something I mentioned in that review, in fact, partly because there was lots and lots of swearing at that particular point, but I just felt that the aligning process wasn't that good. And searching on things like Trustpilot, I found that my opinion on this, I wasn't alone. There were quite a few people that had actually ruined their flaps. I should stop saying flaps. There were a couple of people who'd ruined their levers, we'll go with levers, a couple of people who'd ruined their levers by pushing them too hard and actually had torn away the plastic and shredded it. Secretlab sent them new ones, without a doubt, but that is something that I found to be really difficult or a bit annoying in the process. Fortunately, I didn't ruin mine, but at first it was a bit confusing. But anyway, enough of talking about that. Like I said, if you want my opinion on the Secretlab's chairs, go and watch the other two videos, because that will shed some light on, well, quite a lot of things actually, so you should definitely go and watch those. But let us get stuck into the XL model. I'll put this over here first. Wait. Right, I think I made a point of this on the last one, but this is the instruction booklet. It's the biggest instruction booklet I've ever seen. I'll put that over there though. It's quite handy because you can kind of stand it up. More stuff on the warranty. You know exactly how I feel about that because you've probably watched my review already. This is already a faff. Oh. Yeah, there is something rather pleasurable about opening a sealed bag with a brand new chair in it. I don't know what it is. I can't explain to you, and I probably sound mad, and I probably am because I've been in lockdown for months. But opening a new chair is good. Although there's a lot of plastic here. A lot of plastic, and we don't always like plastic, do we? Genuinely excited to find out how much of a difference this makes. All I have to do is slide the alignment tool Oh my days. Look at that. It's so much easier. That is so much easier. Oh my God. Secretlabs. Give your designer a pay rise because he's corrected everything that was wrong with the previous version. That is 100% easier. And I bet, oh look at this, look at that. Straight in. No messing about. No messing about. I'm going to be honest with you. If you could have an alignment mechanism on both sides, I would be giving you a 10 out of 10 for the assembly process right now. But this is requiring a little bit of alignment on my behalf. It's not hard by any meaning of the word. However, it was not as easy as the other side. So I'd had my expectations set rather high to be dashed on this side. Now you've got these massive warnings everywhere, literally plastered everywhere. Do not remove this strap or touch the backrest handle before you've put it on. And that's fine to understand for most people, but some people might touch it by accident. I think there's now some sort of safety key that I actually have to unlock it. I like that. That is going to find its way into my toolbox. And there we are. There is the little locking nut. I'll put that on the side. This is the part where we've got to do this. And the previous ones, you kind of just had to match them on. So we'll take that off. Let's see if this makes a difference. Just push it on. Is that? That's it. That's much better. That is much better. That is way better. Ah, that is so much better than the previous handle design. I'm very impressed, but I think we're pretty much done. So they are the changes in the assembly process, and I must say I'm very, very impressed with the changes that they've done. Overall, they've made the experience from, say, a 6, maybe a 5, I can't remember what I gave it, to, I would say, close to 8 or 9. I would have given them a 10 if they'd put on an aligning thing on both sides. So, if you are watching Secretlabs, and I know you are, put an aligning thing on both sides. Maybe there's a reason for it, I don't know. I'm not a chair engineer, if that's what you call them. But I would say overall the process to assemble this has been, in my eyes, ironed out so much. I'm very, very impressed. Very impressed. Good marks there. Right, it's time to sit in this. But before I do, let's take a closer look at the measurement changes from the specifications on their website. Now, these specs are available for yourselves, so you can access them through the website. But if we just pick apart some details, the size hasn't changed that much. You've got a little bit in terms of the length, 84 versus 85. You've got a little bit on the bottom as well, so from floor to seat base. The seat depth is the same, the armrest height adjustability is the same, so not much has really changed when it comes to the height. But let's take a look at the width. This is where the real changes have happened. If you look at the seat base, you've gone from 52 to 57 centimetres, so that's quite a big increase. As well, you've got a slight armrest to armrest increase from 74 to 77, and the width of the backrest has changed as well. So the width is the thing that's really changed here. Along with the width, you'll notice there's quite a big change as well to the maximum load, and I guess a bit of the recommended height. The top height can go up to about 8 centimetres more than it did previously, but the recommended load can do nearly 50 kilograms more, which is quite a lot more. Now, let's get them side by side. So I'm sat on my standard seat, and I'm also sat on my XL seat. Now, just so that you know, both of these seats are set at their lowest possible setting, with the armrests at their lowest possible profile. And straight away you can see that my armrests are slightly higher on the XL. And also the backrest is a bit higher as well, which means that my head
is better supported by the pillow that's on there, whereas on this one it's sort of sitting at a little bit of an awkward angle. It's not too bad. I found it quite comfortable, but with that one it's much more comfortable. Now I do have a much longer upper body than most people because I am 6'8". But one thing I found with this...
Can I have a turn yet?
Can I speak? Right. Calm down. Okay, now that I'm sat on this chair, overall you can see that the seat base is the biggest change. I mean, I'm not quite as snug as I am in that chair. Now it might not be a metre difference, but there is a big difference. It definitely feels super roomy on the base. I mean, I could probably sit like this and fit a very slim person there. I mean, very slim, but there is a lot more room. So, do I feel like it's made a big difference being tall? Not so much. I mean, the seat base is still, I feel, a little bit shallow. I mean, there's that much room before my legs bend. It would be quite nice to have had the seat base maybe a little bit more depth, but that's if they were making this for somebody who was taller. I think they've definitely kept that in mind, but I think this is probably made for somebody who's potentially a little bit larger, hence why there's a much higher weight rating on this chair. So, should you buy this if you're tall? It makes a bit of a difference, but I wouldn't say it makes a huge difference. Should you buy it if you're slightly larger? I think it definitely makes a big difference. So the Titan finally lives up to its name and is now a chair of titanic proportions. Although the changes to its dimensions on paper seem rather minimal, it's surprising how much more room in the width it gives you. I guess I'm a tiny little bit disappointed that the changes aren't geared towards tall people as much as I would like, but the changes will absolutely be a welcome benefit for those with larger builds. Aside from the changes to the dimensions, the changes to the design and assembly process have been extremely positive and in my eyes have nearly perfected what was previously a rather awkward experience. On the subject of its appearance, it's very much as beautiful as its smaller sibling, and in the PU leather this thing immediately catches eyes when entering a room, with its fantastic red stitched accents, carbon fibre patterns and gold stitched Titan lettering. Secretlab have knocked it out the park with this one, I feel, and although I would love it to be built with 6'8" Gigantosauruses such as myself in mind, I can't help but love the larger build and the subtle changes that have come with it. So there we are guys, that pretty much concludes today's episode, that the Secretlab Titan XL model benefits people who are slightly larger over people who are slightly taller. So Secretlab, if you're watching this, please make sure you start making a tall model for your chairs. I'd appreciate it, and I know loads of people out there who are taller would appreciate it as well. But that pretty much concludes everything. Now, hold on 1 second. You're probably wondering whether or not I prefer the PU leather or the soft weave Secretlab Titan chairs, because that is something you lot have been asking. Which one do I prefer? Now, I have covered a few different things around that in my previous videos. I've covered things like the PU leather cracking or this staining and tearing. There's lots of stuff that I've covered. Go and watch those videos if you haven't already. But which one do I prefer based on the feel and the touch? Do you know what? I am so surprised with the PU leather. It's much, much softer than I anticipated. Whether that's a good thing, I don't know, but it feels very nice. Much nicer than I thought. But I think, actually, do you know what? Another thing. I actually really like the look of the PU leather as well. I think in terms of its appearance, this gold is really nice. And this red stitching with the kind of carbon fibre type style thing, it's really nice. It's a really nice looking chair. But despite its appearance, I still prefer the soft weave. I just wish they'd do it in a few more colours. Do something like a bit of gold, like on this chair. Or, I don't know, like a green, like a dark green, like a Chesterfield colour. That might be nice. Because the colour options on that is a little bit limiting at the moment. You've got grey, blue, and a pink one, I think, at the moment. Whereas there's loads more on this, and they've got all the Game of Thrones ones, which I've covered again in a previous video. But that concludes today's episode. That is the final episode on the Secretlab's Titan chair. I know it's probably boring for a lot of you, but I thought it was dead relevant to cover it now that a lot of people will be working from home for the foreseeable future. So hopefully I've managed to help you guys decide whether or not you want the Softweave or the PU or the XL or the Standard, and whether or not to go for Secretlab Titan chairs at all. I hope you found this series helpful, and if you have, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and as well hit that notification bell for more episodes of STU'S reviews that aren't revolved around office chairs. I've definitely stretched this one out longer than I should have done. Guys, thank you very much for joining. I'll see you back for another episode of STU'S reviews soon.